Adaptive moving average was the big winner today. You see this gap continuation move right here. Gap continuation, rally, reverse, and it got in on the long side, grabbed about 40 points, reversed, got another 16 for about 2,800 on the day. So that was the highlight of the day. A lot of other strategies were challenged by the extreme price movements. This has a $2,000 stop loss. So adaptive moving average uses a $2,000 stop loss. That might scare you. If it does, you might want to trade the micros because this market is extremely volatile. I'm going to show you a series of trades here. We just needed bigger stop losses today, and so we may have to increase those. It's hard to sometimes adjust when you're in a market environment that is fairly new. Do you adjust based on the last 1 to 2 months, or do you trade what's been working? So here's another example. Tick pullback. Here is the equity curve. It lost today minus 525. Here's the equity curve over the last 3 years. Today a $1,000 profit would have worked better, but I tested this before the video, and most recently the last 7 months a $1,000 profit target would have worked better. But longer term, the last 3 years, no profit target works better. So what do you do in that situation? You go with, you could trade one of both, but overall, if you're looking for the best average trade profit, return over drawdown without the profit target works best. And so that's, we've gone over 3 strategies: minus 525 on tick pullback, minus 625 on Cobra 3 ES, plus 2,800 on adaptive moving average ES, 60-minute breakout short. This one struggled as well. Short. Hit profit target, short stopped out, short stopped out, short stopped out, it got long, that one stopped out. Really tight stops, did not work last night. You need something with a big stop loss or has the potential to get on a runner, and so you can let it run with no profit target. And you see this incredible price action. So it runs up here, takes out these highs, then it comes back down here and takes out these lows, then it rallies again and says, up, take out these lows, and then it rallies, takes out these highs, and then comes back down here and takes out these lows. And then it's kind of a decent trend if you were able to get in here somehow. You know, if this was just barely stopped out, so it would have worked had this stop loss been bigger here for a long trade instead of a loser. That would have turned this into more of a break-even trade on the session. So then you had you know, then a pullback here, rally, pullback, rally, and then the end of day pullback was difficult. So we continue to get this gap continuation in reverse, which we have every now and then, just not every day. We're just having this gap continuation in reverse every day. It's hard to believe that that's the new normal for the market to trade in this gap continuation reversal pattern every single day. Very, very challenging. And so let's look at 60-minute breakout. This is the long version. Just a really tight stop loss, $1,000 stop loss, and these you know, 2420 to 2320, that's 100 points. It's a 5,000 point range from high to low in the ES. And so then it rallied from 2320 to 2480, so 160 points there, and some incredible moves really if you're able to catch those reversal points. Asia 4 long, once again, another one with a stop loss that was rather tight for this range, and it is a $1,000 stop loss. A $2,000 stop loss I think would have worked. The market initially rallied, came back, stopped it out, then it rallied, then it came back and hit that low again, and then it finally rallied. So it would have been better to have a bigger stop loss on the day in that. So those were the ES trades. Again, adaptive moving average was the highlight of the day. E-mini NASDAQ tick pullback was the highlight of the day here. This one was stopped out in the ES. The E-mini NASDAQ was stronger. It held up higher on the day. So plus 885 on tick pullback in Q. Tick count trend in Q minus 50. One winner, one loser. And you see the markets used to have these classical patterns where they would rally and then chop sideways and then rally. And so now what we're getting is this: the first leg is overnight, then a quick gap continuation, and then chop the rest of the day, or chop and then reverse. And so that's what we're seeing lately. That's what makes it so challenging. Also, we've seen patterns. We've talked about ES Chopper, a strategy that we produced on YouTube, published on YouTube, It would chop at the beginning of the day, do the inversion of the classical pattern. Chop at the beginning of the day, rally or sell off, and then chop at the end of the day. Or you could have a chop at the beginning of the day, sell off, and then chop at the end of the day. So you have the inversion of trend, chop, trend. You have chop, trend, chop. So those are patterns. They're different phases of patterns, and right now what we're seeing, continue to see gap continuation, quick spurt higher, and then chop, or chop in reverse. Tick pulse in Q just stopped out the lows here. $600 stop loss. A big stop loss would have worked on that as well. 60-minute breakout. Another scenario where a bigger stop loss would have worked. It got stopped out. Market rallied, came back. Would have been stopped out again had it been a little lower. So you needed a stop 11,393.25. And this low right here was 11,304. Yeah, $2,000 stop loss would have worked on this. So markets are have extreme ranges right now. Gap continuation, 2019 minus 650. The opposite of this would have worked. A $300 taking a short trade with a $300 profit target, $700 stop loss. And you see what I'm talking about. They chop it up during the day, and now in the after hours, 3:30 starts again. And then they start this nice smooth trend higher. So they get this nice smooth trend higher. I believe the Nasdaq wants all-time highs up around 12,500, but the smoothest trends seem to be taking place at night, at nighttime, or in the first part of the day. Nighttime or the first hour and a half, and then chop. And so at the very end of the day too, when the market closes, then it's kind of like the traffic jam. You see, so most of the traders are out, day traders are out, and then the market gets smooth. And those are the trades on the Nasdaq. Cobra 3 actually minus 625 on the day. Just, first 45 minutes to an hour. These are 15-minute bars. First 45 minutes to an hour. There's a nice trend, and then just chop all day. So. So those are the trades on the E-mini Nasdaq. Gold, once again, stopped out in this about 40-point move in gold. It's here at the open. Just a widely divergent day in gold. We had 2 days in a row of Asia Gold 4 longs working, and then last night stopped out on that one. And Asia Gold 4 long 2020, both of those were stopped out after two nights in a row. So up 3,000. And then down 1,000, and this one up 3,000 2 nights in a row, and then down 1,000. You see the Nasdaq. Taking a look at the Nasdaq, it's kind of surging higher here at the very end. And let's take a look. Go back to gold. Gold flash, it lost on the day. Once again, a bigger stop loss would have been profitable for this strategy. Gold short actually was profitable, plus 975 on the night. So gold has been a highlight this week until these long trades in this session last night. Let's see, silver, no trades on the day. Crude oil, no trades on the day. Natural gas, SR counter trend 3 working the short side now. RBOB, no trades. Euro, plus 237.50. Soybeans, minus 375. And let's take a look at the strategies we've been looking at. AVP1 minus 565. Gap continuation with a big stop loss. Minus 725. Just stopped out at that low point right there. A lot of these just repeated hit the stops and rally type market. And VSD we talked about this. Is for the election. It caught the long only side. If you add the shorts, it doesn't look so good. But if you have the long only that we originally released and talked about, it does work pretty good. Plus 855. It still has this open trade. We hold this until the last 5 minutes of the full session. So we'll exit at 4:55 Eastern, 3:55 Central, just for this very reason. It's as if there's times when if you're trying to make a trend on the day trade, it just won't budge. And then once all the day trading is over, the after hours has just the smoothest of trends. And so we work on trying to capture those moves with VSD. So 3 trades. First one was profitable. Second one Was not profitable in that huge reversal. Got back in up here, 11,729.50. It's up over 2,000 on this trade and up 855 on the day for VSD. Still trying to figure out how to incorporate that in the portfolios. One of the top strategies. If you look at it, it struggled in this time period when I released it. So now is a good time to get in. Hasn't made equity peaks in a while, and so the short side did really well during September, October. The short side did really well, but during August, the short side did not do too well because we know what happened in August in the E-mini NASDAQ or stock market in general, just a big parabolic move higher. So those are the trades on the day. Tough trading still in most strategies. Tough market to trade, and I'm still working on adjustments, trying to figure out the best way to trade this market. Sometimes you have to increase stop losses and decrease position sizing if it's going to be this wild, if it's going to continue to be this wild in the market. So again, trades on the day for November the 4th, 2020.